So far, it's been a banner year for racing game and sim racing fans. New MotoGP and F1 games, a fresh Mario Kart, the first early access launch for Assetto Corsa Evo, Wreckfest 2, and Tokyo Extreme Racer. Plus, the Forza series made its way to PlayStation in an unprecedented move. We may be halfway through 2025 already, but really, we're just getting started. The last official main console NASCAR game was released nearly 4 years ago, and frankly, the less said about it, the better. Back then, NASCAR 21 Ignition tried to merge a physics engine with the ubiquitous Unreal Engine graphics, and while it seemed a sensible idea on paper, they went about as well together as milk and a soda stream. Honestly, don't try it. Just ask my dad. This fall, NASCAR 25 will try to do something similar, not the milk and soda stream thing. Unreal graphics mixed with the foundation of Monster Games' World of Outlaws game physics, with added iRacing elements, plus some overall assistance. What provides hope compared to last time is the development team, the aforementioned Monster Games, which was responsible for the last solid NASCAR games, the Heat series. It's now under the stewardship of iRacing. The PC sim racing service purchased the studio in 2022, and then the rights to make NASCAR games alongside its existing sim content in 2023. The work-in-progress trackside scenes look awe-inspiring at present for this PC and console game, which is said to feature laser-scanned venues and a lengthy single-player career across 4 main stock car categories. The development team and publishers are certainly bullish about its prospects too.
NASCAR 25, honestly, is the game we've all always wanted to build.
And that's where we built the Taj Mahal of race shops.
So we've really put together the most amazing team that I can think of to build a NASCAR game. We've got decades of experience across many of us, across every platform imaginable. We've got laser scanned assets. We've got amazing driving physics. We've got literally a company that has been built on the foundation of being authentic and true to the sport. And you add all those things together and it's really this recipe to make the best NASCAR experience possible.
But then, contrast that to the brief hint of gameplay footage, and that looked a little rough with skipped frames and odd driver animations, but it's just a few seconds and an unfinished early build. Online multiplayer will support max grid sizes, so 40 players, but cross-platform play is omitted, and there's no word if there's to be a ranking system. It all sounds very similar to the previously mentioned Heat Games multiplayer systems, as opposed to something resembling iRacing. Let's hope it lives up to the hyperbole and lands harder than a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. punch. I feel like we've been saying that Rennsport is coming soon for years, mainly because we have. Despite a public unveiling in 2022 and use in esports competitions for the past 3 years, it still never arrived, and the evolution seemed painfully slow. Here's what we said 2 years ago.
We're finally seeing promises coming to fruition and building, but we need that to actually happen in the coming weeks and months.
Since then, that potential seems to have been squandered thanks to the perceived lack of progress, a physics debacle, and a rather punitive free-to-enter payment model with expensive in-game credits. Despite all of this, Rennsport will be released later this year. No, seriously, I'm not joking, a recent press release actually confirmed this. Thanks to an agreement with Nacon, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions will also arrive this year. Cross-platform play and progression are to be supported too. There just isn't much to do within Rennsport presently, with a small car and track roster, devoid of what we think is crucial for console players, some form of single-player progression to match the ranked multiplayer systems. We're working on AI, and that's going to function in a way that you would expect, where you can set up your own parameters, your own race weekend, the normal stuff, said Rennsport's creative director Kim Oramark to Traxion. We're also working on a more curated single-player experience that consists of a series of challenges against the AI that puts you in different racing scenarios. For example, it could be that you're driving an endurance race, and you're coming up on the back of the GT3 pack in an LMDH. Then you need to figure out how you pass the whole pack. We're crafting those ourselves, but then we're working with a third party with the goal of bringing real-life motorsport moments and replicating them in-game. We've also been told by Oramark that the current pricing model is for early access only, with a more traditional, classic approach expected for the full release. Then there's the driving experience and visual performance, all of which we think need improvements before launch. The pressure is really on now, yet maybe this could find a home with the starved console sim racing community, having struggled initially with an entrenched PC audience. And large swathes of that aforementioned PC audience are currently racing on Le Mans Ultimate. first released in a rather rough early access state in February last year, and since then, there have been more bugs zapped than a Scot batting away midges in summer. But from the off, there was a native ranked multiplayer system, and for the most part, solid online car contact netcode. That meant while it was light on content and other features, there was still the hook of competitive racing, a goal-based system, and special events. This latter feature can now be expanded to longer races, with the recent addition of team management and in-race driver swaps, which the team has slowly been phasing in. Now that the 2024 season DLC pack has been completed too, the next step is to exit early access, which will happen on the 22nd of July. Version 1.0 won't come with a big shiny new feature, but rather what's billed as a significant quality of life update, alongside the Mercedes-AMG LMG T3 and eardrum-shattering Aston Martin Valkyrie for free. The future too will now see European Le Mans Series paid DLC, namely Silverstone, Paul Ricard and Barcelona, plus the LMP3 car category. And then, for next year, some form of single-player career mode. No word on consoles yet, however. Negotiations with partner publishers are still ongoing. Let's not underplay the significance of this release. Parent company Motorsport Games, and thus by dint of being owned by them, developer Studio 397, were on the brink. Mass redundancies, burning cash, posting quarterly losses, selling off other licenses such as NASCAR, and batting away lowball purchase offers. Le Mans Ultimate was its one shot, one opportunity, as it tried to seize everything it ever wanted in one moment. And much like Jimmy in 8 Mile, it actually did capture it and pull it off. Before we move on to the other main games to look forward to, another early access title set to hit the end goal version 1.0 release this year is Tokyo Extreme Racer in September, but also no word yet on a console launch. Then there's Assetto Corsa Evo, which we are looking forward to the full release later this year, but the fall 2025 launch window has now been removed from its roadmap, and Traxion has been informed that this date is currently being assessed. You can read more about that on the Traxion website, link is in the description. And could the final version of Wreckfest 2 hit this side of 2026? We're not too sure it will, but that's fine by us. Just keep chipping away, Bugbear. Do let us know in the comments down below which other racing games or sims you're most looking forward to for the remainder of the year. Now, we've already discussed Rennsport, but that isn't the only driving game that Nacon will be publishing later this year, although Endurance Motorsport series is also developed by its own fully owned KT racing team. This is one of the more unique racing games to arrive over the past half-decade, mixing elements of management titles with a GT and hypercar driving experience. Think about how with F125's My Team mode you are the team principal, but you can also choose one of your drivers to race as. And then for Endurance, instead of this being an individual part of the game, it's the entire game concept. There are some noticeable differences to Codemaster's single-seater racer, namely, based on our early preview, the off-track element seems to be less detailed in terms of car and facility upgrades. And then on track, it's best not to think of it as a rival to sims like Le Mans Ultimate, if our playtest was anything to go by. Instead, the development team is openly aiming for a fun gaming experience, trying to put across the endurance racing scene, but in bite-sized chunks and for all skill levels. At any point, you can swap from behind the driver's seat and onto the pit wall, overseeing strategy, repairs, and AI driver pace. In single player, you must oversee 3 drivers in total, and even multiple cars in the same team in the latter stages. The whole system can then also be used for collaborative online races, with 3 players sharing a car and 24 car grids. There are real-world licensed hypercars, LMP2 and GT3s, with detailed cockpit cameras and some models rarely seen in gaming, such as the Toyota hypercar, alongside a mix of real-world and fictional venues, including the 24 Hours of Le Mans venue, Circuit de la Sarthe. There is wheel support, but based on an early version, it felt like using a gamepad may be the best method. The handling reminds us a little of the current Forza Motorsport, as it stands presently, and the dramatic AI-controlled rival performance, crashing and banging, reminiscent of a grid game. Endurance Motorsport series will be racing onto consoles and PC sometime before the end of this year, as something that eschews the norm.
Whether you're just starting out your sim racing journey or you're a seasoned pro looking to upgrade your cockpit, Next Level Racing likely has a product that suits you. It has a wealth of options from premium aluminium profile rigs to portable wheel and monitor stands. If all of this interests you, then do make sure you check out its website via the affiliate link in the description below. Doing so also helps support this Traxion channel. Oh, and also, by using that link, you get a 5% discount if you go on to purchase anything from Next Level Racing. So really, it's a win-win.
After all the serious circuit racing action, now it's time to sit back, put your feet up, and envelop yourself in the virtual great outdoors, playing Over the Hill. If NASCAR, Rennsport, and Endurance Motorsport series all sound a little frenetic, then this is the perfect antidote. Absolute Drift and Art of Rally creator Fun Selector, along with Strelka Games, return with the video game equivalent of a luxury spa weekend. No, not Spa-Francorchamps. This is elements of Saber Interactive's Expeditions, mixed with several parts of Jun Kasu's inimitable style. That means a minimalistic look, but this time across multiple open biomes to explore, finding items, completing tasks, and mainly trying not to get stuck or falling off the side of a ravine. You will be driving adorable facsimiles of nearly recognisable off-roaders, and in a neat twist, the whole thing can be played through online co-op too. It's set for a PC release later this year, but we are planning on a console release after, stated Strelka's CEO Pietro De Grandi to Traxion. We recently tested a very early version with the developers, and we found it charming with hidden depth to the environments. And we definitely didn't fall to our death. Nope, not here. Don't forget that if you want to keep up with all of the latest news, reviews, features on all of the games we've mentioned, plus every other racing game under the sun, do keep an eye on a daily basis on the TraxionGG website. And also, if you like videos and you're enjoying this one, you want to see more video content on these games, do subscribe to this TraxionGG YouTube channel. It helps us out, and you'll get more racing game videos in your inbox in the process. Another potential indie gem, Super Woden Rally Edge will be a spin-off from the popular Super Woden GP series, this time focused solely on, yep, you've guessed it, rally driving. Alongside the more outlandish driving style, there will be a chase camera option, a first for the usually isometric titles. Its predecessors lent heavily on the PlayStation 1 Gran Turismo series for menu design, progression, and music. Allegedly, of course. There was more nostalgia than a 90s themed DJ night. Solo developed by Spanish creator Vijuda, who is particularly passionate towards retro cars and 1980s and 90s culture, the aim here is to deliver an outlandishly arcade rally driving experience mixed with a Moorish sense of car collecting. This will be predominantly played out through the career mode, dubbed Rally Edge, where competing in events, earning cash, and buying cars is the main gameplay loop. There will also be weekly events with cloud-based score tracking and a more traditional arcade mode. This is set to feature at least 80 cars, all unlicensed, but recognisable, wink wink nudge nudge, and at least 8 different distinct countries for stage locations. My focus with Rally Edge is on capturing the excitement of rallying in an arcade style, rather than simulating real-world events, said creator Victor to Traxion. That said, the Rally Edge mode will add depth with vehicle breakdowns, some customization and performance upgrades. The Super Woden series has so far been an endearing mix of alacrity and verve, so we're keen to see where this installment ends up. It's coming to PC first, but we do expect console ports in the future. And while we're on the subject of diminutive racing titles, 2021's Circuit Superstars was a firm favourite with the Traxion team. Mixing adorable visuals with serious driving nous, you needed to master racing lines and fuel saving for instance, the original Fire development team went through a turbulent period. Separating from publisher Square Enix, it then self-published a Karting Superstars spin-off with the hope of raising enough cash simply to survive. It was at this point, much like the aforementioned NASCAR games, super serious simulation iRacing stepped in, providing the backing and funding needed to realise the team's vision for a true Circuit Superstars follow-up. Apart from the initial announcement blog post over a year ago, things have been quiet, with iRacing confirming to Traxion that it's well into development and that we should expect to hear more soon. There's the working title of iRacing Arcade, confirmation of a single-player career mode, plus PC and console platforms. In our minds, we'd take the first Circuit Superstars, maybe add in dynamic weather, definitely a greater sense of progression, maybe even some licensed cars and tracks, build out the multiplayer modes. Why not add a ranking system or cross-platform play? Oh, you know what else would be good? A team manager mode so you could actually develop your drivers. We've saved one of the more contentious platforms until the end, Project Motor Racing, a spiritual successor to the Project Cars series, which was a multi-million selling franchise between 2015 and 2020. That series seems to have just as many fans as vocal detractors. From a new development team, Straight 4 Studios, founded by the sometimes quixotic Ian Bell and using many old hands, this new sim racing title also has the backing of farming simulator progenitors Giant Software. The net result is a driving game on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, with expected cross-platform multiplayer, a scratch-built physics engine, the graphics from Farming Simulator, a single-player career, and a car roster that spans GT and sports car racing through the ages. There's the increasingly omnipresent LMDH machinery, and then there are the perennial underdogs like Selines, Listers, TVRs, and Morgans. When we tested the early build recently, we felt there was oodles of potential, but also noted some quirky handling characteristics we hope its distinctive factory driver feedback program can iron out. We've got more information about that specifically on our website, there'll be a link in the description below. One element that's not been mentioned clearly yet is modding, although the technology it is built upon has been touted as mod ready, and it wouldn't be a game with giant software involved without mod support now, would it? No release date just yet, but we'd be surprised if we don't see it again at Gamescom, and the publisher has been confirmed for October's Sim Racing Expo in Dortmund. At which, by the way, if you're planning on going there, we will see you because once again Traxion has been confirmed as the official media partner. And that just about wraps up what we're most looking forward to, not forgetting the likes of CarX Drift Racing Online 2, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Formula Legends. But which of the games we've mentioned are you most excited about, and are there any that we haven't mentioned that you're looking forward to even more? Let us know down in the comments below. Leave us a like if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content in future, and until I see you next time, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.